Welcome to another episode of It's Debatable, NBA edition. I am your host, Justin Jones, here with co-host Jalen Green, co-host Sebastian Pluvios. We're back talking basketball. The season should start up in about a month and a half. You know, preseason's about to come pretty soon.
Camp too.
It's definitely been an interesting all season. We've seen trades, different types of signing, coaches fired, coaches hired. We just seen we had summer league, right? A lot was talked about with Bronny James and a lot of these draft picks that came out. A lot of people saying there wasn't a star in that draft. And then we got into Olympic basketball. We seen the USA men come home with gold, which I thought was going to happen from the beginning. Just too much talent on that team. A lot was talked about with Jason Tatum, right? Before we even get into the real topic, just the whole thing with Jason Tatum, Jalen, how did you just feel about the whole thing, how he handled it, what happened with the media, just that whole situation?
I think it was just like a little bit too much. I feel like, granted, he didn't get enough playing time on the USA team, which everybody's just trying to figure out. But again, nonetheless, USA still won the game. I definitely feel I do want to question why Steve Kerr did make that decision. But again, even when he was playing, he did have struggles. But he's coming off a finals appearance, winning the finals and everything. So, and just going into the summer, I definitely feel like he had a great summer, a busy summer at that. So I'm not making too much of it. It's really not too much of a big deal. Like I feel like down the line, no one's really going to remember this too much because again, the previous Olympics, he showed out. He was right there along. He was one of the best players on the team along with Kevin Durant in that the previous Olympics. So I feel like it's nothing that he had to prove in that in this Olympics this year. So I feel like it's overblown.
So we seen Jason Tatum not playing 2 of the games. Was that crazy? Was that warranted? What was your thoughts on that?
Steve Kerr can't coach, man. He can't make the right adjustments to
All
me.
right, well, what do you mean he can't?
He can't coach,
He's an
man.
NBA, multiple NBA champ. Don't start saying
talent,
stupid shit.
Man. I don't give a fuck, man. That's because of talent, bro.
Well,
but either way, if you still don't find a way to crack Jason Tatum in the rotation, at a point Embiid even got a DNP, you gonna sit here and tell me that 2 of the best
Steve Kerr
players,
is not a good coach.
Steve Kerr's not a good coach, bro.
Seb, and you're
Kerr's
saying
not.
only because he had the Splash Brothers and Draymond.
He had talent,
that's why.
bro. Yeah,
but you need talent to win championships. So I don't get that point.
Hand-me-downs from
if you
Mark
have a
Jackson,
bad roster,
bro.
you're not gonna win. So what's that point? I don't get what
Bro,
you're saying.
what do you mean, bro? You have the talent that was
Greg
already
Popovich
developed.
is a good coach, but does not have the proper talent, so have been having losing
He got
seasons.
hand-me-downs,
You
bro.
have to have the best talent to win the championship. So what are you talking about?
Name one player Steve Kerr developed.
Steve
Kerr has never developed a player. Good coaches
Jordan
can
Poole?
develop. He didn't develop Jordan Poole.
I just want to think the Pajensky kid who's about to be a starter next season. No,
He's developed. We gotta wait and see because
Trey-
now there's a
Trey
bigger.
Jackson. If I'm butchering his name, I apologize. You know what I'm talking about.
Jackson
Him.
Davis.
What are you talking about?
But
They
we-
are right.
all right,
Kuminga's
how
not
do we
bad.
know yet? How do we know yet? First of all, Kuminga is the first person that had to talk his way to get into himself in the rotation.
Speak up for yourself.
And he had to, bro. That's
a
why
veteran-driven
it's
team. You have to speak
it's
up,
year
bro.
3 right now, and
Closed
Jonathan Kuminga
mouths
has
don't
not
get
had.
fed, Seb.
Jonathan
Stop, don't do
Kuminga
that.
has not developed one bit under Steve Kerr. Moses Moody has not developed one bit under Steve Kerr.
How much is Kuminga working on his game
was
by
a lottery
himself,
pick.
bro?
James Wiseman was a lottery pick and still didn't develop under Steve Kerr.
James Wiseman didn't fit that
Steve
system.
Kerr had the best part of having Stephen Curry, one of the greatest shooters ever. No, the greatest shooter ever. Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. That was already
What
developed under Mike.
championships did Phil Jackson win without talent?
That was developed under Mark Jackson.
I agree about that. Yes,
So yes, he got
I
his
agree.
hand-me-down, and he had the benefit of them recruiting Kevin Durant,
But you
one
have
of
to
the
make
prolific
adjustments through
scorers.
every series
That's
to make
not-
it
oh
all the
my
way
God,
to the
bro.
finals.
What adjustments do you really need when you got 4 Hall of Fame players right now, bro? At the point, it's freelancing, bro. You could run your sets, you could have your sets, you could do all that is. But at the same time, bro, you don't have no real adversity when you have the best players in the freaking NBA all on one team. So to me, I don't find Steve Kerr a good coach. I don't see him really developing because in the years when he didn't have the full talent, they struggled. There was times when Klay Thompson was out, they didn't make
Kevin
the playoffs.
Durant came to Golden State, they all said when it first started out, they had to figure it out. That's why they got off to that first slow start when they first.
Every big three gets off to a slow start.
Hold on. When they first got together, it now takes coaching to bring all that together to make it work. Yes or no, bro? Because
Or it takes more reps,
We've
does it
also
not?
seen other big threes, a la Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving and James Harden,
But they didn't struggle.
with a coach with Steve Nash who just couldn't win shit.
They didn't
My
struggle. That was
point
more
is
so of an
Steve Kerr
injury.
won, though.
That was
Steve
more
Kerr-
so an injury, bro. Don't do that. That's a 2-7 occasions.
bro,
The Nets did not win because of
bro.
injury. That's literally it. Kyrie Irving went down with an ankle injury. James Harden was fucking hobbled, bro. That has nothing to do with coaching.
So now the coaching didn't matter?
How did it matter if you don't have your best players on the court?
So why was Steve Nash fired?
Listen, bro, that's a whole different story, bro.
Can you ask? I'm sorry.
That's
why was Steve Nash fired
everything
then?
fell fucking apart. Kyrie Irving couldn't
But
play.
coaching don't matter then. So
Kyrie Irving could not
Steve
play.
Nash was a bad coach, though.
So coaching mattered then.
He was a bad coach.
So what do you mean? You can't just say.
But
you can't just throw talent out there and expect you have to have the right
all
coach.
three of your talent healthy, that was not the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing that there weren't parts where Harden had the hamstring, KD got. I know we all know
so you
that.
never had a full
you need
season
coaching,
healthy.
sir.
Majority of the time, the Golden State Warriors was a healthy team with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Kevin Durant on the floor.
Yeah.
The majority of the part, they played most of the games together. When you have that type of talent on the floor together, it's probably 10 games, 15 games for you to adjust who gets the ball and what. But other than that, that's more the talent due to coaching.
Yeah, I mean, I see your points, and I personally disagree, but I definitely see your points, and I agree to a certain extent. But for me, like Steve Kerr specifically, like from Mark Jackson to Steve Kerr, under Mark Jackson, Stephen Curry was playing like a point guard, like he was on the ball playing like a point guard. With Steve Kerr, it was his idea to bring him off ball and then get Draymond Green as the point and have Stephen Curry essentially play like a shooting guard.
Won 50
so
games a year before
that's what
that,
I'm
though.
saying. Like with Steve Kerr, I give him credit for that, for implementing the way Stephen Curry plays now. Because before, I remember Stephen Curry used to play like a Chris Paul point. He
Back
used to be
in
a
those
traditional
Denver Nuggets series when they used to have those battles.
he used to play like a traditional point guard.
Shooting the lights out regardless. Still.
Yeah, but
Of
he wasn't
course.
playing like a point guard. Like he wasn't trying to get 7
of course
assists.
he's gonna
You know
get
what I
comfortable
mean?
and get gradually better. But
Yeah.
do we credit that to Steve Kerr? Do we credit that
Yeah,
to
you have to
Stephen
give
Curry getting more comfortable?
but you have to give
Kerr
credit
some credit
because it was his
bro.
idea to put Draymond as the point guard and let Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson run
I'll give
off
it
ball.
that, but to me, Steve Kerr is not as good as coach everybody
Now,
thinks
when
he is.
it came down to this with the USA team, here's my thing. I don't know who would have did the 100% perfect job. That's a lot of talent, multiple MVPs, Hall of Famers, up and coming young talent that they think that they're already top 5 in the league. That was a hard job for anybody, whether it had been Steve Kerr, Eric Spoelstra, Tyronn Lue. No one would have done it perfect. Was my point. Somebody wasn't playing.
They figured it out regardless.
Somebody wasn't playing.
Now the end game is that they won. So I'll give it that.
Now playing Derek White over Tatum.
That's crazy.
I can't speak on that.
That's crazy.
But my point is that someone wasn't playing.
And it should be Derek White or Tyrese Halliburton. But don't do that to Jason Tatum, though. For somebody that just came off the finals and just doing all that, I get it, though, because you're not going to not play Braun. You're not going to not play KD. You're not going to do that. But at the same time, you could have found a way. But Jason Tatum did, he took it as a professional. He said, fuck it. Regardless, I'm going to get a gold medal.
I mean, there's nothing.
There's
nothing he could have did because you can't go home. So
at that
you're
point,
going to sit there and pass.
You're
going to pass Derek White the water. I don't.
You're gonna pass the towels. You're gonna give the high fives.
There's nothing you gonna do about it.
I'd average 20.
Kawhi got out of there. He got that. Might have been Kawhi. Kawhi said, "Oh no, I'm not."
No, but Kawhi willingly would not play. He'd be like, "Yo, fuck it, I don't gotta play."
Kawhi said, "No."
Kawhi willingly would not play.
They was probably practicing. He
like,
I'm not playing. Oh no.
He like, "Yo, coach, if anybody." Kawhi would be like, "Yo, coach, if anybody don't gotta play it, let it be me."
Come on, man. All right, but hold on.